Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice today. Well, we're finally going into the trial today. If I can actually click on the save, there we go. September 22nd. Oh, we're gonna freaking bring Rafa in, do a dance. Sorry. I don't know why I laugh whenever I see this lady. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. See, you're still wearing your wedding gown. Probably should change out of that. And I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Have you washed it? Oh, Soren! Is he here? Oh, he is. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? Soren, my love, you came all the way to the courthouse to see me? Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say. It's like, who are you? Blueprints. Huh? The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? Oh, they're in your room. Third shelf from the bottom and on the right-hand side. Ah, I see. Bye! He's leaving already. Don't tell me he just came to ask about some stupid blueprints. Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off? I wonder. Sniffle. What about me, Soren? Ellen. He's back. Like Backstreet. Come home soon. I'm lost without you. Soren! Later, Gator! In a while, Crocodile. I like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. You're not wrong. You should take notes on that, Nick. Please leave me out of this. Anyways, it looks like Soren isn't big on words, but it's clear that he cares about Ellen, probably. Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved. Oh. You should get waterproof makeup. I know it doesn't make it completely smudge and run resistant, but still. Mr. Wright, I absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Don't worry, I'm gonna do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright. The trial's about to start, sir. Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not gonna yield an inch. So I just gotta fight with everything I got and save Ellen. Unless she's actually guilty. Then try to get her like a reduced sentence. Maybe we can plead out. Do community service. She's marrying into a rich family, right? That's usually how that works. Day 1. Court is now in session. Court is in session for the trial of Ellen White. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I see so many familiar faces gathered together like this. I feel as though I'm in a grand reunion. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. We can make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth? I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once. Ho-ho! Still not one for lighthearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Huh. Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law. Well, I guess we'll just have to have the party without him. That's almost a sentence. It's like, fine, I will go. Jesus. However, after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for a little welcome back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least. He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please go over the details of this case for us. The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 10 p.m. I don't know why I went to 9. Because 7, 8, 9? Maybe. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen White, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Ms. White, with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, the defendant might not be criminally responsible. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for a self-defense to avoid the criminal charge. I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor. Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. Feet. Hi, Emma. Please state your name and occupation, witness. Ema Skye, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor. Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth's, aren't you, Emma? Oh, we're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify with the prosecution. I lied all the other times, apparently. I mean that wholeheartedly. Expect no less from you. Yes, sir! I'm gonna do my very best! It looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. I really could care less. Besides, she'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less. Now, Detective Skye, if you please. Rundown of the case. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind and he fell over, right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. He was struck twice? That's right. There's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious, yet despite the fact that he had been immobilized from the first blow, the defendant delivered a second, fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. Okay, so self-defense is now out the window, which means what exactly? I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing. She did? But how, Miss Edgeworth? Jesus Christ, Judge. The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious. Nick, is he saying what I think he is? I don't feel so well. And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to, belatedly, submit the victim's autopsy report. Yeah, this would have been nice to have yesterday. Ah! So that's why he was acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual. It's fine, right? It's not like we're going to plead self-defense anyways, right? Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. Huh. He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost a step, or a touch. Okay, we'll read this over in a second. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. 1 second. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. One contusion was found on the back of the head and one on the side. The blows were caused by the same weapon. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Wow. I guess it's not that big of a time difference. Actually, we were talking about this last episode, right? That it's really only self-defense if they're not fleeing or unconscious, yeah? Hold it! Though, I guess, if you don't know they're unconscious and you're, like, just attacking to stop them, you might, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, laws are different in every place for the most part anyways. Are you really sure the murder weapon was the Timekeeper? Yeah, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the timekeeper. It's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with it. But would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy? I tried it myself and was able to lift it up just fine. Maybe you're just freakishly strong. Excuse me, Mr. Wright! How do you know that people on the force know me as the dainty forensic investigator? Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower. Mr. Wright, don't say that out loud. She will kill us all. In the court of law, save your antics for after the trial if you know how. Yes, sir. It won't happen again. Moving on. She's like, I want Apollo back. He wouldn't have said that to me. Hold it! The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have had to hit him from the front and not the behind? The victim must have tried to run once Miss Wyatt started fighting back. That's probably when he got hit from behind. I see, thus the blow to the back of the head. The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock. I don't know about that. Regardless of how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind. May I go on? Yeah, of course. Please do. Hold it! But that's only because she was so panicked when she found the body. That she tried to use the timekeeper to go back in time. Objection! Mr. Wright, do you have any idea how absurd you sound? Well, Miss Wyatt really believes she could travel through time with that clock. Are you trying to go with an insanity plea? You really should have come up with a more credible story then. Yes, I agree. Me three, but it's all I got to go on. Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusion we can draw is that the defendant killed the victim. She's like, are you really? You're trying to argue that in court? That's really weird, even for you. Ms. Wyatt must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim first. So why would she stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again? Well... well, about that. Allow me to explain. Why did she strike him again, indeed? To finish the victim off, of course. The very act clearly shows that she had every intention of killing Mr. Gloomsbury. Irk. Ms. Wyatt would never do such a thing like that. We should know, we met her yesterday. And let's see some evidence that disproves this is my theory. You're just gonna stand there and take that from Nick? I can't refute his claim head on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. Well, it looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim. This is exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Now go get him. No need to rush me, Maya. Alright, I better start with comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have. And look for any glaring inconsistencies. Okie dokie, so look at her statement. She saw him in a daze. She saw him in her dazed state, and the shadowy figure hit Gloomsbury from behind. Okay. So here. Objection! Music didn't end. The witness testimony is consistent with this evidence. Fuck. Would you care to tell this court what % sure you are of your claim? Why, of course. I'm 190, no, wait, maybe 80-ish? Would you accept 10? 50%? Mr. Wright, all right. I won't have such a half-hearted bluffing in my court. Your Honor, I do recommend that the defense be penalized with 100% severity. Oh, I intend to, Mr. Edgeworth. You can be sure of that. Yeah, guess I can't say I deserve 0% of that. Okay. Okay, Pterodactyl, no, Okay, what else is there? Oh, she fainted immediately afterwards. I mean, I'll save. Because why not? Don't want to lose too much health. Here? Objection! No, music didn't stop. Your Honor, the witness's statement contains a glaring contradiction. This piece of evidence says it all. Apparently it doesn't. Will it start saying something anytime soon, Mr. Wright? No? Is it not the testimony? It's not speaking up at all, is it? Maybe it's being shy? Your evidence has nothing to say at all to this court. But your choice of tactics speaks volume about you, defense. Even I knew that wasn't a very smart move, Nick. Well, good thing I can travel through time. After I can consult with Maya. So what do you think we should do now, Maya? That one thing sounds awfully fishy to me, Nick. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So now it's just a matter of deciding which piece of evidence to present, right? Yeah, I'll take another look at the evidence. What statement are we on? The second one. And you're not gonna just... okay. So it was the second one. Cool. So go back here. Victim was hit from behind and fell over right into the thing. This? Objection! Yeah, it is. Okay. Detective Skye, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. For what? For embarrassing you in front of your idol. What do you mean? If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind, as you claim, then he should have fallen into the lantern face down. Ah! It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Skye, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth's. There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Skye's testimony. Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back down right away, then you're sadly mistaken. Emma's unusually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do my absolute best, too. Listen, Mr. Wright, it's entirely possible the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right? Indeed. That was an excellent counter-argument, Detective. You can count on me, sir! So what do you have to say about that, Mr. Wright? Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern? No. I'm sorry, Detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death. Oh, really? And what makes you so sure? One look at this picture, it should become obvious. The flower petals? The save? Yes, the save. The flower petals, though. What exactly are you pointing at, Mr. Wright? Oh, this right here? What you're trying to communicate is not obvious at all, Mr. Wright. But this penalty should make my feelings on the matter pretty obvious, even to you. The only thing obvious right now is the pain in my attorney's badge. Was it not the flower petals? Okay. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Mr. Grinch. Stupid. Fucking dope. God damn it. What is it, Chronos? It's the wood. Take that! Those broken bits of the lantern? Yeah, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on the top of the body. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke. You're right! But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right? Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern before the reception started. In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception. What? In short, Ms. Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception. It wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Ms. Wyatt claims.
Objection!
Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then tried to hide his body in the lantern after the event ended. Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario? Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility. Do explain, Mr. Wright. Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder could actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that he was killed some other way, he was killed somewhere else. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Ooh, you're right! You can run the mouth of all you want, but do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? Of course I don't. I mean, I think the answer lies in the piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us where the victim was really killed. Very well, Mr. Wright. In that case, what proves the lantern and the body were removed from somewhere else? I mean, this? Maybe? Let's save. Yeah.
Take that!
This proves the murder took place somewhere else other than the reception hall. No, it doesn't. I'm afraid I can't say that I follow. The piece of evidence won't help you make your point, Nick. Yet another pointless piece of evidence from the senseless attorney. Fine, so this piece wasn't convincing enough. Then there must be something else that would be easier for the judge to understand. No. It was always in air after the ceremony. Okay. Oh.
Take that!
This proves the murder took place somewhere else. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm afraid I don't follow either, actually. So, it's not the picture. Oh, it's the picture again. The petals were found, flowers not found. Okay.
Take that!
The photo of the victim again. Yes. I like to court the focus on this thing right here.
Take that!
Flower petals, Mr. Wright. These petals are from kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else. Just where do you suppose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose this piece of evidence will tell us where the flowers petals came from. So now the kitchen. Well, like straight up, weren't the? Oh no, they're different flowers. Okay, never mind.
Take that!
Please take a look at this flowers at the flowers in the picture of the hole. Notice how their petals are the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo. Yes, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower.
Objection!
Is that really all you got? A flower is a flower is a flower. They're all the same. Not really. I would hardly call what you presented compelling evidence. I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Miss Edgeworth. I gave a flower of this type to my lovely wife when we were young. So I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The soundness of my judgments in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love. But, Your Honor... Let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you'd actually give any to after all. Why are we striking low, dude? To be fair, we're not exactly dating anyone either, right? Maya's not... I know, like, Pearl says she's our special someone, and we are close for sure, but the only real romance I think that was even slightly hinted at was the killer lady, right? Or the lady, the twins? No. Yeah. No. The lady who was the sister of the woman who tried to frame me for murder. Yes. I forget her name. But she's probably in jail too, I think, at the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Maya and you would probably hit it off real well. Or probably, hell, you probably already actually technically are in a relationship, you just haven't confirmed it yourselves. Ugh! From the man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers. That's hardly relevant to the case at hand. The defense asserts that this is highly probable that the victim was killed in the hole. If the body was then placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason, it would completely destroy the prosecution's case. And you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was... inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What? Well, at least it wasn't sitting there for days, right? Would have smelled awful. Huh. Your smooth talk might work on his honor, but it won't work on me. What are you talking about now? Take another look at all the evidence and you'll soon see what I mean. I wish he would just tell me already, because I don't know what he's talking about. Detective Skye, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct? Nope! Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, let's see what you can do. Detective Skye, please give your testimony to this court. And stop fangirling. The prosecution's rebuttal. Ha! Buttle. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. It's clear Mr. Bloomberry was killed after the reception. And that completely contradicts your claim. Huh. I guess so. Tell me you took at least a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. It appears you've grown rusty since your last outing. Might I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics? Is Winston Payne in town? Sure, though I must say, you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. I beg your pardon? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to the basic if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he underestimated me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. It's like shit. Very well, let's see you put your money where your mouth is. Try not to reload so many saves this time. That's not me, that's Chronos. I'm sorry. I'm for some reason not good at this Phoenix Wright game. Like the other ones I did all right with.
Hold it!
I mean, there was some time I did get some game overs in the other ones. Last one I fucking aced, but still, you sound pretty certain. You must have some solid grounds for making that claim, right? Of course I do. And you're gonna feel silly when I show you what they are. Ready? Feast your eyes on this.
Hold it!
I've read the autopsy report too, you know. Then you don't need me to explain it to you, right? How there's no way the victim could have been killed before the reception, I mean. Detective Skye, I think you've overlooked something big. I have? Why don't you take another look at the evidence? But I've already looked at all the evidence. I'm quite carefully too, I'll have you know. Detective Skye, do you not be taken in by his verbal antics? He's simply bluffing as always. Right, sir.
Hold it!
Is it possible the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death? No, not in this case. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing. And there's no fridge on that airship big enough to fit the body into. So you've already checked into that, I see. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer mess up the victim's time of death by keeping the body on ice? Yeah, if they had the means to. The prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute, which is a 3-hour window, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, so 4 hours, almost 4 hours. But is it really? I think you don't think it is, huh, Nick? In that case, we're gonna have to find a way to convince them otherwise. Yeah, there's gotta be a way somehow. Okay, let's look. Are you gonna say we time traveled? I don't know. Is there like a clock in this image? No. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to go with the time travel. I know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought there'd be something with, like, definitive time here with the way he was talking. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna present the timekeeper, I guess.
Objection!
Nope. Your Honor, I have a feeling this piece of evidence contradicts the witness's statement. A feeling, defense? Yes, Your Honor, or rather, a hope that it indicates its contradiction. Mr. Wright, is there or isn't there a contradiction? Well, it looks like there is, but there really isn't one, is there? Why are you asking me, Mr. Wright? That's a good question. Shit. With a lawyer like you, Mr. Wright, even I feel bad for the defendant. Well, you don't have to feel bad for her for long. I'll get to it right next. I'll get it right next time. I guess. I don't know. Like, I thought maybe the pendant isn't. It's probably the pendant then. Yeah. Probably. Sure.
Objection!
Doesn't say anything about time on it. It's not it. Okay. All right. I don't think. I don't know. Oh. Dry ice?
Objection!
Oh, okay. I meant the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. Finally, and that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception is still entirely plausible. Huh? What makes you think that? The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this. And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall. And that this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death? Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice performance magic. Dry ice? Ah, yes, the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? I see. So your claim is that the dry ice was used to keep the body cold. Oh. In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. Order! Order in the court! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you have to say about this development? That the victim was killed in the hold before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim. Now we're getting somewhere. The prosecution would also like to thank Mr. Wright. For what? I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fit into this case, but now, thanks to you, I do. What piece of evidence? To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this. And here we have a record of those who enter the hold with such key. The times aren't specified, but there are the last 3 entries of the day of the murder. And as you can see, the last person to enter the hold that day was the defendant. What? So, the one who moved the body out of the hold must have been... That's right. It was none other than the defendant, but she didn't have the key card. We don't have the key card. Larry had the key card. Larry had the key card. Hey, Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple other names on here besides Ellen's. Hey, you're right. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nicobody had also gone into the hold. Isn't that possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection!
Sorry, but Mr. Nicobody was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would have been happy to testify to that fact if you like. Think me cocky all you like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is really misplaced, except when it is. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly. What do you mean by discreetly? The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception cleanup personally. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicions. Don't tell me you didn't know about Ms. White's volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright. Yeah. I know. We saw this the other day. It's weird. Ugh. Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie, even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is... Larry Butz! I mean, Ellen White. Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one. No, we're not! We just went over this the other day. She didn't have her key card. Larry did. Perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help in reviewing Defense for Dummies. Oof. Way to go, sir! You got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat. Huh. I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing this miserable look on his face is what brought me back to the courtroom today. It certainly made all my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him some to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time. before the man over there tries to throw the court to chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I see. Mr. Wright, are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this cause? Why does he have to say it like that? Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, alright then. Let's see. I've got it. How do you know it was Ms. White who used her keycard? After all, if it turns out somebody else used her card, it would mean Ms. White didn't do it. Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Alan's keycard. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hole in spite of not being a family member? That's right. Like, she lost her keycard, right? And then Larry picked it up. So Larry is the murderer, off with his head. The defense would like to call a certain witness to stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hole with Miss Wyatt's card. This dick! That's your witness? Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me! It's not surprising because Mr. Knickerbocker told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butz himself admitted it to me. He claimed to have found a way to sneak into the flying chapels of the hole to see Ms. Wyatt. This is the photo he took and gave it to me as proof. Then it was he who moved the lantern with the body inside to the reception hall? You know as well as I that with him, anything is possible. And it's one possibility we should definitely look into. I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Exactly. That Larry. He'll pay for this. Well, if you want to exact your payment for now, he's right there in the gallery. Yikes! Seize the witness before he makes a run for it. No! Why does this stuff always happen to me? Sorry, Larry, but you brought this upon yourself. Let's break for a 15-minute recess. Ask that both sides prepare for the next witness testimony during this time. The to be continued? No, okay. Well, I mean, it is to be continued because I'm ending the episode here as soon as this prompt stops typing. There, now it's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye.